Hi, this is Setting STFU, and this is part 2 of who was voted the bottom of who was voted the favorite of basically the main 6. Now, she has been in the number 4 spot for a while. However, I wish she could have gone up. However, I have to say it, Applejack has several good reasons. Don't get me wrong, I love Applejack. She reminds several girls out there of the tomboy who loves to get her hands dirty. She's a workhorse who doesn't care much for fashion. In fact, you actually do get to see that in several episodes. It's a well-known fact that she does have a big family. Like it's shown in episode 1 of Friendship is Magic and the Apple family reunion. Like, wow. It is a huge bunch of ponies. Even though we don't get to see much of her, we don't get to see her parents, we only get a mention of them. However, you do get to sense that Applejack is a pony that doesn't like to take no for an answer. Like in Applebuck season, wow. She basically wants to do the whole thing by herself, after especially making a bet with her Big Macintosh, who basically was injured. It doesn't say how he got injured. I guess he was trying to pull the plow, and the plow hit him, or something like that. I have no idea. And of course, she does prove to be stubborn in several episodes. For example, let's see, over the bell in the last roundup, when basically Applejack refused to tell anyone what's wrong. But in the last roundup, basically she doesn't even listen to what her friends are saying. In fact, she causes, I'm sorry to say, even though Pinkie Pie kind of, Pinkie Pie kind of ended up stirring the pot. However, she caused a bunch of issues, especially when I believe Little Hoops and her cousin Apple, I forgot who it is, but however, when he is trying to negotiate with the buffalo, she basically gets ticked off. Instead of compromising, she throws a freaking hissy fit, all because of this apple tree that she grew when she was little, and now she's trying to grow it out west. Here's the thing, if you're going to grow it out west, why are you going to put your life possession away from you? However, you do get to see some good traits, like how Applejack is not only considered a loyal friend, but she has a right to believe what she believes in, like in the super squeezy Squeezy 6000, when Blam tried to swindle them out of the farm by having a contest. But at the end of the episode, I got kind of ticked off, especially when she sends a letter to Princess Celestia saying, I didn't learn anything. In fact, I was right all along. But here's the thing, she could have said that I learned that even though no matter how hard it is, as long as you have good friends with you, things will turn out to be okay. However, it's not the case. However, you do get to see some of her athletic side, like in Dragonshy with the apples, and Fall with a Friend when she's competing against my gosh, I'm so sorry. No, not sleep today, guys. Wow, but I wish I had a weather pony just like Rainbow Dash to wake me up. But Rainbow Dash and Applejack, they constantly do compete against each other, even though they do have their own desires and dreams. Let's see. Look Before You Sleep basically shows how much, even though both Applejack and Murray are good friends, they still have their differences and their dislikes of each other. While Applejack sees Murray as a show-off pony who only cares about looking good instead of doing the job properly, Applejack sees Ray sees Applejack as a total tomboy who basically doesn't care about fashion. But at the end, they do work it out together. And even though she does represent the element of honesty. However, in the Return of Harmony, you actually get to see how much she actually treasures her friendship. When Discord basically shows her image of the future of them breaking apart and no longer becoming friends. He basically then turns her into a pathological liar. Even though at first she's just afraid of telling the truth, end up, causing trouble. Instead, she ends up causing a lot of problems. Especially when it goes on when she is lying constantly. Like when she is bragging to her family, even though, let's see, Big Macintosh is digging up the vegetables like a gopher, or like a dog, I'm not sure, with the panting thing. And Granny Smith, who basically is slow and not able to walk well, she is still basically able to dance. She's able to dance. Heck, she even does a freaking dance number. Rumor has it there was a dance number for Granny Smith, but they took it out. So, sorry if those who want to see Granny Smith. But anyway, I'm not going to rant on this powerful character. She is constantly stubborn. She makes a mule looks like a good listener. She doesn't like fashion. She does basically sometimes, when aggressive, she'll go all out. Even though no matter how one can be a good sport, she even proves that people can constantly get pushed to the limit. Oh, gosh. In the last roundup, you actually get to see her break a Pinkie promise. And boy, was it great to see Pinkie Pie go almost Dragon Ball Z on her. But wow. Like, even though she lives on a farm, she goes to freaking Manhattan just to find out that, hey, home is all that I need to be. At the same time, she could have just stayed there at the freaking Apple farm, but then again, I guess, they wanted to prove something else to her. Viral gossip, wow. She is the first one to jump on the freaking Sakura train. She basically is afraid of Sakura. She's hurling in her hoops. Even though she's trying to look like the protective older sister, Apple Bloom, her little sister, basically, who still has no humor at the moment, but maybe she will eventually. Maybe at the end of the show. However, it's not the case in this sense. Basically, she turns from Applejack, this big older sister, into a small Applejack. She is small. And the Ticketmaster, wow, she basically tries to buy up Twilight with all these snacks that she made, even though Twilight asked her for time. But wow, a lot of stuff goes through this. I mean, and it's not until the Grand Gala when she finds out there's not only food served there, but fancy food. She throws a freaking tick when Blue Blood, who in my opinion is a female bitch in a male's body. Don't get me wrong, he may be the nephew of Princess Celestia, but everyone who I talk to sees him as an arrogant son of a bitch. Heck, I bet, even though he is a pony, he's a total jerk. Ugh. Like, at least Applejack does try. She actually goes to Grand Gala to help out her family. She's trying to sell sweets, but no one basically kind of like the apple snacks. I'm gonna say this, my favorite all-time episode will have to freaking be Apple Buck season. Even though it's from the first season, it is sad to see that all the episodes that Applejack, who seems to, like, her best episodes seem to be in season 1. Don't get me wrong, I do kind of like the Apple family reunion when she has to plan the whole reunion. And she keeps everyone so busy that they don't have enough time to communicate with each other. But like I said in Applebuck, even though you see her being stubborn, but at the same time you do get to see what happens. Like she's not able to hear well, so she ends up making lousy cupcakes, no, lousy muffins, even though she is a well-known baker, probably the best in Ponyville. You get to see her not being the best athlete pony when she's trying to help Rainbow Dash doing a great trick that she's trying to do. And let's see, and you actually get to see her being super aggressive, especially with the bunnies, with Leona. You see her herding skills at the beginning of the episode. It's that good. But you actually get to see her becoming a total jerk. See, in Ghostbusters, she tries to show off how good she can be with just a rope. But Trixie ends up showing her by tying her up and putting an apple in her mouth. Wow, talk about really putting something in your mouth. Let's see, but in the Art of the Dress episode, wow, you actually get to see Applejack making her dress into the worst. She focuses on the purpose of the dress. She's like, she has galoshes on, she's wearing overalls, she has all this unneeded stuff when she's just going to the Grand Apple Gala. Let's see, but yeah, even though she is probably a good athlete, even though she did end up getting every color except for blue in the last roundup. However, I would love to see more episodes of Applejack in season 4. Season 4 is probably going to be around, Twilight being a princess. However, I would love to see how Applejack's going to handle this. Especially when you can tell with her temper, she can become a total pain in the butt. But like I said, she is a great character for not only for a pony, but a good character in the other past. In the pilot episode of My Little Pony, the first generation, if you look it up right now, you'll see Applejack. Applejack is still gathering up apples. However, Applejack is different. I have to say I'm amazed with this reboot. From the first time we actually see Applejack from a long time ago from being an unsure pony and getting turned into a monster by this terrible creature back into a pony. However, to seeing her in Friendship of Magic as an honest pony, a loyal and a hard-working friend, to a strong companion who you love when you go out of town. And probably when you go camping. But I'll get to that later. So, until then guys, this is Sewing STFU, and this was part 2 of number 4. See you guys soon. Bye.